Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. This mission we're going to go ahead and jump into, and I've found the perfect level 1. I like the idea that we just did a stave off sickness, and we're going to do another one. Perhaps our poor little Hamlet here has found itself racked with disease lately, and I wouldn't mind getting Ver up to level 2 so that we can finally assemble our party to take on the last of our level 1 bosses. Now we need a frontline tank and then a second rank character, and that pretty much has to be Malvallet. Ooh, and I like the idea of the traveling circus returning to town. Very nice. I'm also pretty okay with the cudgel weight for a Houndmaster. Buffs his stun skill chance quite a bit. The deeds and the crest will come in handy. We need like 2 more deeds in order to get another upgrade, so yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. We've got a fair amount of gold, so I don't imagine our provisioning is going to be too hard here. This is a medium mission back in the Weald, so we're thinking, what, 2 full stacks of food, like 3 shovels, make it 4, and then stack and a half of torches, maybe 2 full stacks of torches just in case, and then we just need to sprinkle in a few additional items, and there we go. For once, we're not going to spend all of our gold and find ourselves wanting for more. That should be plenty of food. That'll be enough to like fully rest. We'll have a little bit to eat in between. Any hunger strikes that manage to come our way should be taken care of as well. We've got enough additional items to interact with some curios, and I think we'll be doing all right. Basically, we're sending another party out to gather up some more medicine to get our town fully back up to snuff. You know, that sanitarium can't cure diseases just magically.
Our land is remote and unneighbored. Every lost resource must be recovered.
And honestly, although it completely worked out in the last mission, I like this setup, at least on the face of things, a whole lot better. I do not have to do some like terrible backtracking, although I didn't end up having to do that terrible backtracking. This should mean just, you know, we'll have some little legs to backtrack along, but for the most part, that'll literally be 2 hallways that we have to go back down. I'm A-okay with that. So let's go ahead and get this party started. We've got a traveling circus ready to hit the old road.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
And test their mettle not as entertainers, but as killers. We'll find out how they can do pretty quickly here. Now, these guys have got pretty big blight resistance, so I'm thinking of blinding gas into the back too. Alright, we do get a stun.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
The very first thing done to us being a critical strike is probably not the greatest thing that could have happened. Oh man, that's gonna oh right, it was a crit. So it's gonna last for 5 turns. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the abyssal artillery though. That ceiling spaghetti is always delicious. The critical strike on one of the fungal artillery is also fairly nice. And I'm gonna start off his fight with the revenge. That should last. The 4 rounds should be enough, I think, to clear these guys out. And I think the added accuracy is gonna be worth it. Now, what these guys have in blight resistance, they have lost in bleed. So stacking some 6 points of bleed damage on these guys, I think is totally going to be worth it. We can let our leper deal with the cultist up front, maybe get a little bit of revenge on all of these hits that he is getting on us right now. You know, 45 still not very much stun resist. Oh man, I was at least hoping to get the 4th rank character that I didn't get the first time. Nice. Alright, so he's going to have a double stack of bleed going against him. He's going to die naturally. Let's go ahead and we'll just start getting some Ooh, some critical heals. Alright.
The bigger the beast,
So far,
the greater the glory.
everybody has been gelling pretty well together. I'm kind of digging it. Yeah, it's not the worst damage that we've ever had coming against him. 7 through 13, he's down to 8. He's taking 4 per turn. Let's go ahead
Decimated.
and just decimate the cultist brawler instead. And then we'll just continue to stack some harvests up here. Yes, that bleed is going to take care of him very nicely. And then he's at 9, taking 2. We'd have to do 7. Likelihood that that does 7 pretty small, and that can't quite get back there. Oh, I guess the stun is really her best option when we're facing down these fungal creatures that are highly resistant to blight. You know, otherwise her go-to move, of course, being the bomb to blight both of those guys. You know, there's no point in really attacking the Scratcher, and I think I'm going to go ahead and just grab the self-heal. He'll die, he'll slide forward and get into range anyway.
Perhaps the
We
turning
get
point.
to act first, which we did, and then the incision is going to seal the deal, man. That is fantastic. So, with that being the case, I'm going to go ahead and just solo. That'll get him a little bit of a buff. Probably won't end up mattering at all.
Alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Nice, and we got a pretty decent reward. So far, so good on these guys. Awesome. Let's actually check out. Our trap resistance is not great with 40. And actually, let me do some hovering. So his disarm is 80% though. Okay, so there are really 2 stats, and I'm just kind of... I've known this for a while. I think that they weren't necessarily tied together, but I'd always considered that it was just due to trinkets most of the time, but I think it's just naturally the chance to disarm a trap is not the same thing as the chance to kind of stumble into a trap but end up taking no damage from it. I think that's what the resistance stat would represent. Okay, we did get the bleed. Ugh, I'm not thrilled with the fact that he can hit the 3rd rank, and I'm even less thrilled that he can hit them and reorganize them. Okay. Oh my god, stop doing that. He is now completely out of order. So... Oh, I love that, though. 9 damage with the blight.
Dazed,
Ugh.
reeling, about to break.
I'm kind of surprised at how much stress Ver is stacking up so early on in the game.
As the fiend falls,
But
faint hope
I think
blossoms.
things may just be okay. That can do 3 to 4. That... Oh, it just really needed to just barely hit him. Just barely hit him and it would have done it. Instead, we're soaking up blanket fire over and over again. So I'm going to go ahead and do the solo here to at least reorganize everything. Oh my god, stop dodging. Please stop dodging.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
And compared to the first fight, this kind of went horribly wrong very quickly. And it's all from the double blanket fires over and over again. My god. Oh, and a miss. Alright. We need, like, mad heals. Okay. 9's a good start. Bleeding yourself, not so much. He's down to 2. He's going to take 3. He's down to 5. He's going to take 3. Let's do the solo there. Got half of his HP off. Let's just whiff that attack entirely. Lovely. And that attack entirely.
Confidence
Lovely.
surges as the
If anybody
enemy
wants to
crumbles.
start hitting the enemy anytime
Press
soon, that would be great.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Oh my god, another blanket fire.
Quickly the tide
And I
turns.
think I'm running the tapes in my head. Did any of the blanket fires not get a crit on at least one character? I feel like they always did. Finally. Oh my god. Alright, the party reorders from...
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
The party reorders from that team were really the biggest killer there. My god. I say this is a good time for everybody to just have a little snack, get a little bit of that HP back, and then we'll press forward. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like it any more than you do. We do have a shallow grave here. We've already picked up another shovel, and sometimes grave digging pays off.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
If only we had a professional grave digger that had stayed alive for any amount of time. I think that's going to be the curse of my Let's Play, is that I cannot seem to keep a grave robber alive for nothing. We've got a fight coming up here since we backtracked. That's okay. The Gnashers aren't great, though. Reduce their accuracy. Let's just go ahead and swift and just miss with that. That's totally what I was trying to do. Okay. I'm okay with attacking the leper. If you're going to hit anybody, hit the leper, please. And we'll just go for a plague grenade on the acolyte. That will almost get the kill. She's going to be down to 2 HP just from the blight. That's quite terrible. Alright, we're going to need some big heals here. I need to get my HP back in order fairly quickly, which may be easier said than done. Come on, Jester. You can dodge better than that. I know you can. Ugh. Luckily, yeah. Luckily, the battlefield medicine, so I haven't been taking full advantage of this. It's not often, like, super useful in the first place, but every time it's used, the character that she's healing, as well as the Plague Doctor, both get the advantage of being cured of both Blight and Bleed. So in an instance like that, where the Plague Doctor and another character both have a status effect, it kind of becomes a no-brainer. Now this is like a 50-50 shot. I mean, I guess we just revenge, as even with the accuracy stone, in order to get the plus 10 accuracy. I just don't feel like swinging wildly at the Rabid Gnashers makes any sense otherwise. I'm gonna continue to stack some more solos, largely because I don't want to see the Plague Doctor pulled up to rank 2. Okay. Not the worst thing in the world. She might want to take care of that, though. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and just battlefield medicine. Get 1 HP back for him. We'll get her cured as well. And then our cultist can immediately return the favor with a little healing of his own. Alright. I really need you to pull this one through.
Executed with impunity.
Yeah. Alright, only a 60% chance to hit, so I am pretty okay with that.
Cannot be left unanswered.
Thank you for resisting the move as well. Now, that's a 73, that is a 78. I do think it's worth it here, as we can go ahead and get the kill here. And then she, with just 2 HP, we barely need to wing her. Oh, of course, that's not the worst thing in the world. We are getting a little high on stress for everybody. And a little low on health for everybody. Basically, the stats are all in the direction they shouldn't be right now. I think that is largely where we are. Go ahead and self-heal, since he can only attack the front 2 anyway. And then buff here. Get hit with a stressful incantation. Luckily, if it was going to hit anybody, hitting him is pretty okay. And then if she could just, like, clear a corpse out of the way for us or something. I guess we'll just self-heal again. At least we managed to turn his HP around pretty quick. And then I guess oh my god. I guess the occultist is going to be the one that needs to make the kill on the 3rd rank here, which is kind of awkward. And there we go. Finally end this fight. Stop stacking up stress on everybody.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Hey, I'll take my victories where I can get them, trifling or otherwise.
The promise of safety.
Alright. Unfortunately, man, stress is kind of high considering we've only cleared like the first 3 rooms. That's not boding super well.
To the spreading
50 and
corruption.
58.
Malformed with misintent.
If we could get through, let's say, another 3 rooms, maybe to like right here after the backtrack and camp there, that would be ideal. If we're forced to do it sooner, we will, but that would be my goal, at least, is to get there. It's always a good kind of impression of just how well are things going for you. Set goals, and then when you fail to meet them, you can be like, yep, things are definitely going bad. Like landing stress on a character that has no room to be stressed out right now. That would be one of those going bad type things. Alright. Opportunity to get some heals, though. 3 is not exactly what I was looking for. Dodges are what I'm looking for. Okay. Well, the dodge is fine. I was actually assuming that was going to be a stressful incantation, and that actually scared me a whole lot more than any kind of pull or push she could have done. Alright. Oh my god, please stop missing with that. Please, just please. Okay, if this can do 1, she's going to be 1 away. That is unfortunate, so we're going to do this just to prevent her from acting. She's going to take 6, and she's got 5. That's also going to be awesome. Just got the brawlers then, which is lovely, as the acolytes were stacking up stress on our characters a little too quickly, all things considered. 9, okay. And 12, 13, 14, I guess we do the 12. Ooh, lovely. She's back up to tip-top fighting shape. If this could just connect and get the bleed, he is out of it. Awesome. And then, if that would have landed. Let's see who's faster on the draw. Oh, we are. And nothing. Swish, nothing but net. Except, you know, we weren't not aiming for the net, but rather the brawler. So that was a little unfortunate. Okay, 13, 14 out of 19. We'll go here. Lovely. We did manage to pretty effectively turn around our HP numbers in just a single fight, which I'm quite okay with. 14, 19. Let's let him just have a snack. Now, I have some very unfond memories of Traveler's Tents and a previous outing in which that was enough to send my Hellion into an abusive nature. Thankfully, that didn't happen that time, and instead we just got a scout. Awesome. Okay. Oh, a little bit of hunger. Food's getting a little lower than I'd want it to be. I do want to gain full advantage of the feast when the time comes. So hopefully, like if we could discover like a beast carcass or something, they often grant a ton of food, and that might be all we would really need. Get a little bit more damage on her. Ugh. Nothing better than a critical, stressful incantation, huh? Okay, not a big deal. slightly more of a big deal. I'm going to do this a little bit in a different order. Considering the revenge will also detract from his defense, I just wanted to get a little bit of protection on him before I did it, largely because of how hard these fungal scratchers can hit. Of course, they also appear very willing to attack the Jester right now, which is unfortunate. That's even more so. Then we're going to revenge. That way the minus 25% protection is basically being offset by another buff, and he doesn't get nailed with like a crit that does way more damage than it does any business doing to him, something like that. Alright, that got rid of the bleed, and then we can follow it up with a nice heal to get him almost back to full. Okay. 5, bleed is up though, and if he could keep it dodging. I do wish, you know, like they're theoretically in the game, but I don't really feel like there's a character that makes a great dodge tank just yet. The Jester and I feel like the Houndmaster are the closest to it, but I don't feel like the Jester really dodges consistently enough. You know, 15. Let me actually look at that really quick. So, dodge of 15. You know, it's 5 more than the Occultist, 10 more than the Plague Doctor. It's not enough to make it noteworthy that the Jester has dodge. Like, he barely pulls it off a little bit more often than some of the other characters. I would love to see something that is very glass cannon, very dodge oriented in his defense. And kind of, you know, meant as a defender. That would have been cool. Oh, that stung a lot. And you know, and I know we're not going to get this. I know the characters have been just kind of sorted out already. Like,
remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I don't think Red Hook's gonna suddenly pull a surprise character out of their hat or anything like that. But, you know, I'm thinking like something like a duelist or a fencer.
The purpose is made clear.
That kind of thing could have been cool. I guess the Highwayman is kind of that, but not quite what I'm hoping for. See, we've got deeds, we've got portraits. We do not have a stack of busts. Is it worth it to grab a stack of busts? Is it maybe... Oh, inventory space is such a premium. Tell you what, we're going to pop the holy water to get the other inventory space for us. And then I guess we'll just burn that for 6.
Is struck. A blazing star is born.
And these holy waters are basically going to be completely pointless, but hey, they allowed us to grab a couple of extra things.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
I'm totally okay with that, and we've got enough space for everything else. Sweet. Yeah, like, I think that would have been neat. Like a character intentionally designed around being in the front rank. Far more so. Like a fencer or a duelist that had like a from the first rank could only attack the first rank type attack that was sort of his bread and butter. And then that he was primarily designed just around dodging enemy attacks instead of attempting to tank them. I think pressing on would be kind of dumb. He can only do 22 more before he's gonna freak out. And so...
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Also, we could eat all of our food for 10 stress, and I don't think that's worth it. Instead, I'm going to come here. We're going to turn back time. And then... all companions reduce stress. That's also pretty much amazing. I'm not going to lie. And then, let's see, what can she do? We could do a pep talk. We could do some wound care. Or we could get ready to bash some things over the head with a giant sword. I'm kind of okay with that last one, the bashing things over the head with giant swords. Plus 5 speed. Let's just go ahead and do a little bit of healing there. Alright, and I don't think anybody has a 1. They do not, so we'll go ahead and bed down and hope for no surprises that go bump in the night. No, that's a bump. That's definitely a bump. Oh no. Okay. Things just got real bad real quick. Alright. Oh man. You could then... Okay. The leper getting to the front is like the most important thing that needs to happen here. He's real slow as far as his ability to move back and forward. Like he would be doing 2 turns worth of moving forward 1 space, and I cannot afford that to be happening. Oh, that was nice. So nice. Peccoth, you get a gold star and a critical strike to your face. Okay. Sorry about that last part. I didn't mean it. Battle ballad here. And then... Man, he needs to be 3rd rank, and so does she. She can use incision from the 2nd. Let's go with that. She can incision from here. It's just enough to get some final blows on characters that are down to like a couple of HP left. He just needs to be our heavy hitter. We have camped. His accuracy is now up to 84. Ugh, and we needed our occultist back in a position where he can be rocking these heals. Okay. Let's tell you what. Let's anti-venom there. Let's heal there. And then... Big hits. Oh my god. That is so fantastic. Okay. Unfortunately, this doesn't do much good. That actually worked out surprisingly well. And... down to 10, taking a little bit of bleed damage, but... battle ballading. And these accuracy buffs are... Oh my god, thank you! Thank you so much! These accuracy buffs have turned Peccoth into a killing machine. Escape Cloud... a little more stress than I would have liked, truth be told. Oh god. Oh man, he was taking 4 per turn. I completely just decided to ignore that, apparently. I tell you what, I actually kind of don't want to get the kill. We need to heal our Jester more than I realized. 2? Be a crit for 2? Okay, it's fine. He'll just finish the job. Okay.
This expedition at least promises success.
1, 2, 2. Let's get back here. Medicinal herbs. Oh man, the twofer takes care of both the bleed and the blight in just 1 provision. Oh man, we basically undid all of the healing that we had previously gained. We've got a little bit of the stress resist lingering around. Nobody's at like 78 anymore, but that was a brutal surprise. The party shuffle more than anything, really. We'll let him soak that up for a moment. We could get a bandage in here. Ooh, stun resistance, but less dodge. Why not? I don't think anything's really stunning us right now, but it's mostly about the inventory space that it would otherwise take up.
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
I don't like 6. I'm not okay with 6 damage from running into that trap. Okay, and empty room. Lovely. You'll notice this is basically the exact opposite of the previous collect all the medicine missions, in that we are now halfway through and we have seen absolutely 0% medicines, versus the other time where we basically were tripping all over them from the very start. I also can't really let you take 6 damage from that, so we're gonna medicinal herb there. Jeez, guys. Gotta watch where you step out here. I mean, those fungi on the ground, they can be deadly. Should have brought like a guide, like a Sherpa, something. I don't know. You would think a traveling circus would be pretty used to the traveling part of that, but the old road apparently holds dangers they were unprepared for. There in the next square, we're gonna run down a light level, so I'm gonna waste a little bit of torch there,
The path is
so
clear.
that we fight them at 94.
We require only the strength to follow it.
The reasoning behind that being that pretty much any surprise that we could ever get is gonna be huge. You know, it entirely turns the tide of a fight. Oh my god. Okay. So in 2 turns that kills you. You're dead right away. Let's just plague grenade him. Oh, that was, well, that worked. Oh, his blight resist is actually terrible at 20. I guess that makes sense. It's like from a pesticide against a bug kind of standpoint. Nice 10s. I like 10s. And then you've still got plenty of accuracy. Not quite enough oomph behind that swing, though. So tell you what, I guess we just get the kill here. And then Burci can finish it off. Awesome. That didn't go too bad, even without the surprise that I was looking for. And we'll find another random empty sack. Okay. Get up to here and pop one more torch. Yeah. Some skittering and scattering webbers and spitters here. Okay, they all have terrible blight and bleed resist, though, which is good for me. That guy will go down before he can even act. He needs just a little bit more damage. Let's go ahead and grab the incision, then. Nice. Ooh, okay, good dodge. Didn't take the stun. He'll move forward. All he can really deal with would be the front rank.
Begone, fiend.
But deal with it he does. Ooh. That was way more damage than it had any right to be. That was way less healing than it had any right to be. Okay. And suddenly we've forgotten how to fight. Oh. What are you doing? It's funny, that got 0, but still healed her somehow. Like, I definitely saw the HP bar. We'll go ahead and Battlefield Medicine for the dual cureds. And then I guess we just start slaughtering corpses to make way to this spitter. Oh no. Come on now. Just maybe get a little incision. Oh, if that incision could have been a little bit bigger, I would have been happier with you. And Ver, you need to get it together on the heals, man. We're kind of counting on you here to keep us all alive. I don't know if you got that memo.
Glittering gold.
This
trinkets
is
and
a
baubles,
holy water
paid for in blood.
type thing, and we do not have any of that. So I think we are just going to leave that altar right where it is and move on. Another box. Nice. And also nice. We have another room battle coming up here. Okay. We can deal with bleed, but blight is now out of our hands. And luckily we've run into enemies that can bleed but not blight us. Well, it's the little things, right guys? Alright, we can still blight them. Awesome, and I definitely think that is going to be the appropriate thing to be doing to them, throwing lots of plague grenades into their ranks. You can rend for whoever you want. It's not gonna stop Peccoth. Ugh. Vare, on the other hand, Vare might be stoppable. I'm not gonna lie. He's been talking lately about, you know, retirement coming up in a few years. He doesn't have quite the same motivation he used to. Well, at least I can say... Oh, nice one. The stress is definitely very evenly spread. I think the most dangerous situation you can find yourself in is the one where... one character has suddenly soaked up like 80 stress and everybody else is fine. That's usually what leads to him stressing out and then very quickly stressing out the rest of your party. We've managed to spread the love around quite a bit here, and that's, I think, is going to end up in our favor as time goes on. Thank you. A little selfish, don't you think? Suddenly you remember how healing works as soon as it's your turn. Alright, she just needs a tiny dabble of damage. Just a little teeny weeny bit. Thank you. Thank you. That was more than what I needed. Alright. Yep, and he immediately forgot how it works as soon as it's time to heal somebody else. That's Vare for you. Alright. Little rend. And... good night. Not good night. Fine. Just let him last another turn. Grab a heal here. And then it doesn't matter what he does. I guess we solo as to not have to pass. We could have also attacked the corpse. A little bit of damage. Not the worst thing in the world. And we're now going to have to answer...
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
We're going to have to answer the very important question of... what are we going to do with all this stuff, guys? 8 more crests. I don't dislike the idea of 8 more crests. Yeah. Shovel, I'm thinking shovel. Yeah, okay. And then we immediately need more space again. Did I leave? Oh, right, the altar thing. Okay. We're immediately going to need more space again. I'm thinking. So basically, bandage, torches, shovels. Those are the 3 slots that are not loot oriented. So we'll start off. Grab the medicine from here, and we'll trade it for the bandages. Oh, yeah. Always misclick that for some bizarre reason. And then we'll move on. I don't... unless I get a decent scout, I can't, in good conscience, get rid of my shovels until, like, the very last moment. It's just too likely to lead to a situation where I am dead. Or, at the very least, extremely stressed out. And, I don't want that to happen. Oh, lovely. Throw the bandages away, immediately bleed people. That's basically how it works. Okay, lovely. Man, Leper gets so much better as soon as he gets an opportunity to camp and buff himself, etc., etc. Alright, a little bit of stash treasures there. I've got 2 stacks of deeds, so we're going to have to leave a little bit of it behind. And then it may just be time for the torches to go out. Let's ignore that for right now. We'll get that back up to 100. And then swap for that. Oh, no, sorry. Swap for that. There we go. And leave that behind. Okay. Wonder what happens if you leave behind the quest objective. Like, does that fail the right away? And now we can leave behind the shovels, because basically if we encounter anything that we can't get past, we can just immediately exit the dungeon. I am going to press forward a little bit. We've got high torchlight. Well, and that dungeon sorted that out for us very quickly. We made a little bit of extra gold, and otherwise it's time to pack it up, boys.
These herbs will stave off infection and neutralize contagion.
Alright, so for the second week in a row, we have gone out for some supplies originally lost on the old road, now recovered. This medicine will do good for the Hamlet. Also, 8,000 gold. So we've made a profit. Got about 2,000 out of this, that more than we put in. Additionally, man, those crests, those deeds, that is pretty awesome. That's just stacked. Also, I'm pretty excited about the cudgel weight for the Houndmaster. And on the leveling end, sweet. Natural swing is pretty good. We can get rid of a torn rotator cuff, and 3 of these characters reached level 2. Only Malvallet is still level 1. Awesome. We're going to have some de-stressing to do for Ver, to be sure.
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Alright, we're going to have to do some de-stressing for Ver, to be sure. So that'll occupy him for next week. But then after that, we should be right as rain to get a 4-man party out for the next boss fight. Back in town this week, basically removed some negative quirks, removed a little bit of disease, de-stressed. Man, I think Theon has been in here for like 3 weeks now and keeps refusing to come out over and over again. That's not the greatest thing. But I look forward to finally being able to take on the inchoate flesh and get him marked off the list and start worrying about our level 3 bosses going forward. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe to see more videos daily. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.